Well, um, I'm going to record one video to show graphically, visually, what has been my life since the 21 of November of 2017 here in Montreal. Trying to integrate and be, but establish my goals when I decided to come here and having problems, political ones, being in danger, knowing how to defend, knowing that I was having to bring my brother. My brother finally got attacked, close to get killed, and I knew that was going to happen. And my goal with my brother is a good person and is smart and okay. I'm going to show you what has been my life and what was I was having in mind when how I planified and is shown in the papers because I kept everything. Here we go. I arrived with my suitcases and I will provide one picture where I was staying insecure at the first time and I had two aggressions on the street, but I start to search resources and in many different aspects. And here is missing Arkenciel with my friend that passed away in one accident. He tried to help me, but he couldn't. Hector Flores. Here is when I arrived to Rosemont, close to François Dussault. Here, Arkenciel, it happened something. How François Dussault met me. When I arrived here to Montreal, I was doing get too deep in too fast in the Baroque Festival Montreal with Susan. Was a director and close to the MAC, and we were taking different stages, and I was doing the stages, I was doing the caterings, I was meeting the directors, I was welcoming, I was blah 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 blah, everything, because I enjoy it and it's my way to start my experience. But that person saw me too much. He's like owning all that area in Place des Arts. And in addition, when I here, I found one job, and it's called Armor Manoir Sherbrooke. The owner was called Laurier, and since I arrived, I planned to stay with him 1 year. He told me that I was going to work. For sure, he liked me, and after 1 year, declared I supposed to could do the permanent residency and not to ask for the refugee because I thought that I knew that were going to be problems there. But okay. So after having the attacks here and moved to Rosemont, I arrived to one person that was supposedly one artist. The artist that I met here, something was not going well because I discovered things that I didn't knew about socializing here. Well, the thing is that François Dussault created one idea about me, got obsessed and all that stuff that you could prove or you could know through the contacts that I gave to you in that previous. And when the aggression happened, I went to this station. They bring one social worker of Reso. He gave me assessment. I went to Kabaki. And I start to search for work, and something start to happen because I was being followed, and I don't remember who was the intervenant of Renaissance that gave me that anti-trial, but never happened nothing. I start with the back while I was working because I never stopped to work. I was at different kind of hotels for the caterings related to François Dussault, but as soon they knew that something happened, they took with Dussault. Money, money, money. And it's like that. I'm sorry. Um, at the end of my work permit, being manager at Custa, and the human resources do something to not to do me the papers, because actually being manager or manager assistant, they should legally, but okay. Jacques Seman decided that no, the only paper that I should do is tourist visas. By the meantime, after the aggression of François Dussault, next day he called someone called Boschman. But there are two, narcotraffic and this one. Maybe it's the same one, I don't know. Free speech, free speech, free speech, Canada. And he didn't help me because he knew. To tourist visa, he knew about what happened in Spain. Please release my dossier of immigration, and everything that is now new in the news happened to me before. All the same organizations. They can prove, and it's there. If not, I have the copy. And Bosheman took the money and ran. Like that. Explain that. Yeah? Here. I did my taxes. They never give me back the money by the meantime. I have to take place. Drawing, you have the other ones. After, sorry, this is going here. Yes, sorry. I met the police and happened all that thing. Appear new contacts of Monsieur François Rousseau, Francis Dumais. He didn't pay me, he didn't clear me, and he put me in the Jardin, because every time it's the Jardin, the Jardin, Tangerine, Studio Tangerine. But it didn't work. He didn't want us to reply. He told me that he was going to contract with me the papers. He linked with Boschman. It didn't work. By the meantime, I searched another assessment, because I try every time. I always do. But Boschman, I don't know. The psychologist of the evac that you have, she realized that the police, they were not giving me what was my statement, my declarations, everything, and they invent one story about me with drugs. Yes. And you have one list of social workers that I was searching, sending emails, which people, and I have the contact, everything. Okay. When Martin sent me to the Green Island, because he manipulated everything and he sent me there, he told me about one person that fucked up. It's Martin. It's Martin. I know. Trois Rivières. Desjardins. Desjardins and Etremisayur, because he was linked with Dominique, with the fashion thing, and Dominique at the same time was with François Dussault, with Montreal marketing, Montreal planning, and some contacts that he had in New York with the gramophone, someone of the opera, and narcotraffic too. And Martin was in New York, and he was kicked out from United States. I think that is going to match the years. I don't know why. This is the police report when Martin was taken out his car after being running away. He told me that he tried to suicide, but he was working in Match, the same group of Rousseau, I Transat, all them together from that party. Yeah, all them together. Martin started to falsify things. Yes, you see? Is his letter? It's supposedly me. Obviously, Obviously, I didn't sign. I told him that the contracts, as I know, are not on that here. Okay, and he played that. I didn't agree. That's okay. Martin wanted to marry with me, too stressed, and he conditioned because he knew when I started here immigration, I wanted all time Jewish hospital, and he conditioned l'actuel, Ryan Thomas, Dussault, and him. Trigonometry. So I have one complaint to the health system that is going to be fucked up, fucked up, fucked up, 3 times. So he insisted, and I proposed him that should be done in less of 1 week and be fixed the appointment the same day. That was crazy because I'm impossible, because I know that in Montreal it takes 3 months as less, because the Dussault thing was all the time with idea and everybody at the same time too, but I was putting all the time my idea that no. Well, it happened that he found in Ottawa, and probably he did one illegal marriage because he presented information, and I hope that he didn't present the copy of the driver license because he supposes that he should not have. No? Okay. I'm leaving there that. I'm not so stupid. I did my things, I was a little bit coactionated. You will see my face of surprise. And I married that I was saying this is not possible, but okay. And I have the pictures, Yeah. Okay. I know this thing is the key to set free if there is some lawyer. Everything was done by him, by the meantime. I didn't fill up nothing. I was a little bit in shock, honestly. Yes. They made disappear all the documentation of my divorce by the meantime. We will talk about Juridic Montreal. Well, we married just before take the certificate when Martin start to mix things in the wish. I know. By the meantime, I was not feeling well, but okay. Hospital arrive. You have the dates. The hospital is not going. Do you see that Regent Thomas Notre Dame is going to be fucked up? You will see. But let's go. So I get in the hospital. I reach how to get out because I told them that the consulate emergency was activated at one point if they should respect the international law, and I have not a status, so I can get out and not receive treatment, but I got coactionated there. And they don't want to recognize, and they don't want me to talk what what they are doing, but it will be known, It will be known. But the thing is that when I get out, I came here, yeah. But they told me to be in one place where we're selling drugs. I saw violence. I tried to defend. The substitution, when I get out, I give one, the other one that signed because she was removed. Caroline Fashen-Alagua, she didn't help me at all. She only tried to fix with them, to not to be so close and deal with the conflict of the drugs that I don't want to take. I don't care about. I know about all the information, but I don't know. And they proposed me to go to live with Martin. They, Mason Plencourt, Caroline, Martin back home after all the aggressions, because to bring me to the hospital. The violence started before he emptied my bank account. I have the reference. That should be another document. That should be another Desjardins thing. Well, that has some sort of consequences, the hospital, because this could be one key to establish my life better, trying to forget, or I don't know. But I was receiving charges all the time, gestions, going to ACCM to meet with people to become with one medication that fucked me up, but I read out by the meantime. But in all these things, they are telling me to go with Martin when they know that Martin, after emptying my bank account, is pushing me to take works, to take him the money, because at the hospital he wanted one federal thing. He was trying to take the signs to my family, from my family. He tried to make me sign one document that I will show you, where I'm going to be handicapped and he's going to put me in one room and he takes money, something like that. By the paper is something very sad, but well, I did the works. He took the money because he was having the house, and at one point I was not having where to go. But at the same time that the pandemic, because you see that how it was 2019, I lose that chance, came pandemic. I try to fix my insurance number because I get crazy. I need to work all the time. I say I need to work. I need to be by my own. No, before I receive it, knowing that I was going to receive it, he doing one fraud with the money that was received at that time of the pandemic, because $6,000 in 2 months or something like that. He tried to involve me. That was part of the key. He wanted that. I didn't give. And that provoked this. I have the phone call previous at to transit, Soutenay Conjugal, asking for help, being enclosed with the help of ACCM, Samuel Feria, and previously another person in the group Condor of ACCM. I can explain everything. Later, I will take picture in the same sequence. I try to keep it as much. They did something. I was in the street, yes, directly during the pandemic. After bringing a lot of food from the food bank, because he was selling the food to other people. He was renting the same place. He was doing fucked up. Not declared. That was part of the fight because I like the thing declared. No. And he took my cat as hostage to not do good with him. Monsieur Bouchard, he found out that the judge or the person did well. He was asking me for that papers of the marriage insistently. He was like an intermediator, and at one point I told him, and we were not having good terms, but I went to the course deontology and it didn't work. We know why. At the same time, I find out my own resources and I get out from the street. In a not good situation, like some sort of jail where you receive ambulances because things happen, many times by themselves, but okay. And trying to have financial help, but Martin took everything and was not giving the papers. The social worker Carolina Facena was not doing nothing. And Cigales, they were crazy with the situation, and they were saying that since this was not going well, they say, okay, something is going on. At the same time, with the social worker that was working while I was pushing to know what happened with Rousseau, I was searching work in this shit because I never give up. Look at the date. And I called the Palace of Justice. Look at the date, and the extension, because that should be recorded. I'm saying that for Lorraine Giron Tremblay. She took the phone call, she took the dossier from Molina, and she did something spectacular. That when I went for Martin, she was having in the policial dossier that address. What is doing Martin with Rousseau? Ha ha ha. My friend. I keep all papers. We continue. I'm trying to fix, to read out from the medications, fighting with Regent Thomas, that Regent Thomas, this is going to be something completely apart, and he have been using the police or trying to make them put me in psychiatric departments. The people that work at the hospitals refuse. They say no more. No more. Okay? But since I was asking for the medical reports or the historical clinic that I have shared with you, where it said that Martin was trying to push me to commit suicide, and it's put there, and more stuff. Well, I was having one doctor at a hospital that has not appeared because he disappeared. I keep everything always. This woman, she was doing as investigator, calling to my family and asking about the immigration thing, and that was super confidential. Super. You see? You see? I keep everything. I know that these papers are not in the digital ones, I guess. But research with humans, I'm living there, it's not good. Because they were trying to access to the spine all the time. But I searched another ways because actually I was having one previous follow-up, and they insist neurology. No. They did that in Spain. I'm not stupid. No. Well, this is too much because this was another fight. But well, I have everything. Yeah, look at that too. Well, by the proofs, they have to. They say, well, they say, no, leave that guy alone. Vandermot knew about what happened with Rousseau, and she bring me one day directly to Mr. Fulecha. I started first in a previous place here, Charlemagne. Yeah. And the service that were done there, they kicked me out and sent me again to Regent Thomas because I tried to change. But actually, I saw later that they start to share the same files because they can access Now, what has done Regent Thomas? So it's the same company. But from the Hospital General from Montreal, when I reached to get out, after the follow-up, not follow-up because I get out and they called me when I was with the police and all that thing. They wanted to talk with me desperately. And Felicia, come back. And Felicia knew about that. But Felicia and me, we had a discussion because they did two bad things and I told about the research and he knew about the corruption and he likes that and he expects something. So he falsified all the dossier and is why they didn't want in the court to touch it. But Dr. says no, he has one copy, he's scared, but he's going to stop to be scared. And they were generating with the Felicia thing sheet one bill. The thing started to get complex. At the same time that I was trying to put the rest of the complaint attached to Martin, that I went to Westmount because the police station 22, they say that I was arresting them trying to express what happened. And Lorraine Giro Temblé is in the middle with this person. Yeah. Yeah. And they back with that psychologist. They were starting to ask for the dossiers. Something happened. They mix and they pull out. No psychologist. It's not going nothing. Disappear. The Commission of Rights of the Province of Quebec, because you have that, and I searched through internet. As soon as they knew, they're like, we don't know, sir. We don't know, sir. Is the new hit. We don't know, sir. But I keep everything. And after being followed at Rosemont with someone that when I was living at Fulham could clone the Wi-Fi, and I detect him in the library of Rosemont, the same Wi-Fi connected. Not very well. The connection was not fast, but I decided to erase it, that connection finally. So you have people that is doing fun around the city, and I know that, and I don't like that things. But by the meantime, you have all the details that how the judge got aware that the Madame has voicemail saying that was not comfortable because they were made in disappear the sexual aggression and the other one, and she says that sexual aggression prescribed here in Canada. She says like blah 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 blah. And she did fucked up. She confronted the poor investigator that later I told him that she was mixing the papers, invoked the Article 5, Mambo number 5. And after that, they thought that I was married by intention to stay here. I think that by my own, I've been able, and I will take picture by picture, but I think that this could explain perfectly what has been my nightmare, because this takes days, gestions. You don't have money, you have to be always fighting, searching, I don't know. And still doing programs for ACCM and all that stuff, because I think that good stuff or good emotion, good imprint should be done. Well, I will send the picture by picture, all these documents. It will be a lot, but I think that for me, for tomorrow, should be a good fresh start if I do this. I have to say that Annie Caron, she lied at the court in this process. with Lorraine Giro Tremblay happened something. I present the recordings of the phone calls. I don't know how did it work, but Annie knew that she didn't want to go, and when she went to take $50 and say that she didn't remember nothing to get out, while she was presenting other stuff that she was convenient, like testimony corrupted from the police that went to the home and didn't properly the work because Martin told to the police that he was going to arrest me. Actually, he tried, he recorded, and he did it. And the roommate sheriff knew it, and he tried to help me. He tried to help me. He tried to help me. But in this, the guy received one bill ticket, and he told me, listen, I'm poor, I'm sorry. But then he come back, because before this, the judiciary, or I don't know, from one phone call, he started to disappear, the registers to go to the Palace of Justice disappear. I received the notification from Lorraine Giro Tremblay. I know that my email has got fucked up, same way that was fucked up the Palace of Justice in the divorce with Martin. Huh? So, but I will know how to recuperate thanks to the other chats in systems they cannot reach. Ha, 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 ha. So, how is said to Violet? Sorry. This was fun. The persecution. Persecution after that. Persecution, thanks Fulitza. You see the bills? They were calling by phone. This is one address, because I was living in more places. I was moving because they were following me, like, chi. Listen, you have one debt, you have one debt, you have one debt, you have one debt. Sir, are you going to pay? Sir, you want to stay? Wow. Rock and roll. And me trying to work, being overexploited, my back got broken because they did wrong, and they used me as compactator. I should need help, but I'm doing my best because I'm very light. But you see, this is... I'm going to give everything. I think that I'm not going to take pictures. I'm going to bring it tomorrow to the police station in the order that it goes. Veronique, she knew. She told me that she will tell me about Molina and all that stuff, blah, 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 blah. Molina refused in that point Coxida, because the lawyer wanted to represent me, and Francisco Molina told that no, I was not needed representation, that he was not going to allow that. Same way that after the hospital, the social worker went and he refused to the social worker that is not possible. But they do what they want because they are the crown. They have to specify that. The prosecutor in chief, I don't know if that was in the party. Veronica and Lorraine, yes, and they were together. I told them next time bring one bathsuit if they want to swim in the lake. I remember. Francisco Molina, you were with the boss of the sexual department of Langelier, the boss of Drawing, Marjorie Drawing, and the psychologist that was cleaning dishes in the party of Dussault with me, because I was cleaning dishes. I can talk in this equation, the person that was in the front room when I called to the embassy, because I have to take that date. The phone calls have to be recorded. That should be 2019 also. That is when this happened. They give me this card. because they closed it without my consentiment. And I told them that that's not possible because I was not out of the country. They didn't tell me, but the psychologists they told me that was the fact up for Pierre Francois of Hélène Laverdière, or these people, knowing a little bit your rights. They don't give you copies. Oh, fucked up. As I was saying, sorry about this expression, but this has been one life of nightmare they give me. What more? I would like help because in this process in which I was being fucked up with the process of immigration, that's another thing with Boschman, because I was fighting with that money while I was being with Noel St. Pierre. Both they took the money. Noel St. Pierre is dead. I don't know if the other person is dead, but he took the money and he took advantage. And I don't know if the Boschman of Dussault is him or the other one or both. Both. Who knows? Both. He told me that I was dancing with balls, but he took advantage. So he's going to receive some karma at one point, I guess. I have phone calls recorded, and his assistant, that maybe his lover, I don't know, but he took the documentation. No, I was not told to get, but I have copies, you see. And I don't like to fight when I paying one person and the assistant is being unrespectful and is like treating or calling you close to sit. Like it's something that I don't understand, but I hope that my life is going to change with this. I don't know. Finally, after 7 years. And I need to study medicine in India, and I will give you a lot of stuff that should be helpful for. We will talk.